Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched Survivor Season 40 Winners at War, Episode 8, which is called This Is Where the Battle Begins. Spoilers ahoy if you haven't seen this episode yet and you don't want to find out what happens, then stop listening to this episode now and go watch it. This is the Merge episode. Still giving you some time to stop listening to spoilers. The merge occurs, and as such, because of Edge of Extinction, there's a big challenge for the Edge of Extinction folks to get back into the game. And so that's how we start off the episode. We have Natalie and Rob both spend all of their tokens. I think they each had... I lost track of all the... I haven't tallied up the tokens and see what the status of all the tokens is now. But both Natalie and Rob talked about using all their tokens to get an advantage and an immunity idol. I guess that's what 5 tokens gets you. I'm not really sure about that, but it doesn't make a difference though. Because neither of them win, neither of them get back in the game, neither of them get those idols to, or maybe they do still get those idols. I don't know. We'll get more clarification on that when we head back to Edge of Extinction next week. But Tyson wins without any advantage. While he had peanut butter, he was fueled by peanut butter. Peanut butter is the fuel that we all need. Just at any time of the year, any time of the day, peanut butter, just a quick little fingerful of it, and you're all fueled up to take on the Snake and Balls challenge. I realize now that so Tyson tweeted about that challenge, and he said, I love the Snake and Balls challenge or something like that. And now I realize, saying it out loud, and now I realize why that's really funny. Oh, anyway, okay, so Tyson gets back into the game, and then there's a big feast back at the camp at the merged tribe. Everybody's talking like, I can't believe we got all of the old schoolers are out of the game, and Tyson's like sitting right there. That's me, but I'm back. But it was neck and neck between Rob and Tyson right there at the end. At least they edited it that way. But Tyson got the win. They head to Sele Camp, which is the best camp because that's where all the stuff that Wendell has built is. The most stuff that he's built. I think he built some other stuff at... where did he end up? At the other tribe that he was on? Let's see. Where was Wendell? Wendell was on... Oh, yeah. He was originally on Dakal. So I got either place. He had built a lot of stuff that was really good. But anyway, they all go back there. The meal is free. They don't have to spend any tokens on that because there's a brand new token menu when they return. I didn't get a good look of what all was on there. But the next day, it was really, really rainy. And that night, I think, it was really rainy, really cold. And there was some talk about somebody's going to use their fire token to get a tarp. They got it. They got to do it. Nobody did it yet, though. While they're all feasting, this is before it started raining and all that, Denise tells a story about how she got Sandra out. And I thought that it was kind of braggadocious. Is that a word? It didn't come off very well as far as like, what am I saying? I'm not sure what I'm saying, but I don't know. It felt very boastful, and that it was not a good idea, that it was going to get a target, even more of a target on her, that she's like, oh yeah, I got her out, ha 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 ha, or whatever, as opposed to being like, oh yeah, I did, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I don't know. But let's see what else happened. Oh, I really liked Sarah's analogy that now the lines lines that were drawn before, and now the lines are like a bowl of spaghetti, so you can't tell where anything is. That was a really good analogy there. Um, so once the feast ends, Ben and Tyson and Tony, they seem like they're going to stick together. We got Wendell and Jeremy. They want to stick together, but Jeremy wants to get out Nick because Nick is Wendell's number 2, and Jeremy wants to be his number 2. And it's like, then you're weakening your alliance that way. I thought that was a bad move to be going towards getting Nick out just because he's your number 2, right? He's your friend's number 2 right now. Like, just be happy with being number 3. I mean, when you have 12 people, you have 12 people now. You have 12 people on this tribe. You have 12 people. And you want to axe one of the 2 people that you could be for sure in the game with, get to the final 3 with those 2 other people. That was a bit of a blunder on Jeremy's part, I think. And I think that really that was like the seed that would oh yes. Okay, I'm checking my points now. I'll come back to this once I get through what actually happened in this episode. But I got tons of points from this episode. That's great. Anyway, yeah, I think I feel like that was a big mistake from Jeremy. That he wants to target Nick because he wants to be Wendell's number 2. Just be Wendell's number 3. It's fine. So yeah, it was really rainy day 21. Everybody was miserable except for Adam. He was having fun. He's like, all these guys are whining. This is nothing. We were in a typhoon, or not typhoon, a cyclone when I played. All that kind of thing. So then we have the individual immunity challenge. Sophie looks so cold, more so than anybody else. Everybody looks cold, but she looks like she's like about to like get loaded up onto Slave 1 to get shipped over to Jabba the Hutt. She's like frozen in carbonite practically, but she still participates in the challenge. Even Jeff is like, are you sure you're okay? You're like, your entire body is shaking. But it's an endurance challenge. They just have hang out on that pole thing that has just a couple of little ridges to get a grip on, but everybody's freezing and it's wet. I don't know how anybody lasted more than like, I don't know how any of them got onto that pole to begin with. Like I guess they probably had like step ladders that they could climb up onto, and then the staff like took them away real quick or whatever. But man, how did anybody do this? But luckily for the people who won, there's twice the chance of winning within the male and female groups anyway. There's one male winner and one female winner. So the elimination order went, let's see, for the men, it was Adam out first. Well, the first person out total was Michelle, and she like kind of hurt her leg or something. And again, Jeff was like, "Are you okay?" And Michelle, "No, I'm fine. It's okay." And then Adam got out, and then he went right over to Michelle and helped her get back over to the bench, to Sandra's bench. So they were the first 2 out. But then Sarah's out. So on the female side, Sarah's out next, then Sophie, then Kim, which meant Denise won out of the women. And then on the men's side, Adam was out first, like I said. Then Tyson went next, followed by Wendell, then Tony, then Ben. Then it came down between Nick and Jeremy. Now, if like right here, these 2 could have worked something out if Jeremy wasn't like, I got to get Nick out or whatever. If they were a solid alliance of 3, they could have worked together, and it would have been like they could have done something great. I don't know. It's like, like, because how did the votes turn out? Okay, the votes. Who did? I'm not going to say who it is yet, but. Huh. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Okay, yeah, okay. This, yeah, things were all over the place. Once they got back to camp, Jeremy and Denise, they are together. Still, I think they're a pretty solid alliance together, right? They voted no, they weren't. Well, the last one they blindsided Sandra, but before that, they were together on all of their other votes. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. They were together on two of their three other votes that were together. But anyway, they ended up back on the same page on this episode. But let's see what all is happening here. For the target, they're saying, okay, we got to get Nick or Wendell out. This is the big dogs alliance of Ben, Tyson, and who's the other one? Ben, Tyson, Tony. That's right. They're saying we got to get rid of Nick or Wendell to break them up, and also they're the jackals. They're the ones that are going under the radar. We got to get rid of them. But Nick wants to target Adam because he thinks that Adam is a big threat. And Sophie, she wants Wendell out. She doesn't want Nick out. And so Jeremy says, okay, well, I guess we're going to change to I forget how. There's so much. Everybody's being annoyed by Adam also because Adam's like trying to talk to everybody. Nobody wanted to talk to him. Ben was really annoyed with him. So Adam thought that he was a goner. Nick avoided getting any votes at all when he was Jeremy's. This whole thing, I feel like this whole situation was because Jeremy wanted Nick out to begin with. And so he was fully supportive of the idea of splitting up Nick and Wendell. But because everybody wanted to get rid of Wendell first, because Wendell had a good relationship with Jeremy, he was seen as a target. So Jeremy turns on him and he has to cut his ties with that. And we get a blindside of Wendell. This is an actual blindside, I think. I don't think Wendell was expecting to get even maybe a couple of votes, but him and his close allies, Nick and Michelle, the three of them, they vote for Adam, and then everybody else voted for Wendell. It was a 9-3 vote. I mean, that's a blowout there. That not even close. Like any gameplay or advantages or anything wouldn't have made that. Well, an immunity idol would have got him out of that. But as far as like stealing a vote or anything like that, I don't think Michelle, Nick, and Wendell, they didn't have any advantages anyway that they could have played. But yeah. We'll see. I don't know what's going to happen next. I thought for sure. Before they actually went back to camp, they're gonna get rid of whoever gets back from Edge of Extinction right away. But Tyson is safer right now. He seems to be laying low, keeping a lower profile. Although he may have tipped his hand during Tribal Council, saying that, oh, that's what I'm doing now. I'm not going to be just saying whatever I want anymore. But yeah, I am really happy that Tyson is back in the game because he is one of my two tribe members on my fantasysurvivorgame.com, and I am still in number one in my tribe ranking with 59 total points. I scored 11 points in this episode, and it looks like I gave Wendell 6 points for getting voted off. I guess I had a pretty strong. He seemed like the most likely out of that tribe going into the merge because there's 10 points available for each tribe as of the last episode and for whoever's on Edge of Extinction. And there are a couple of people I put most of my points on, and because you get 10 points for each of the tribes. So, and then my survivor points, I got 5 points for that. I don't know Let's see. Let's see. Merge. I got 1 point for Tyson there. Island challenge. Wait, what? I don't understand that. Island challenge 1. Just participating in the challenge? Or winning? I don't get how the points worked out for this episode. Oh, I gotcha. I got points for Yule, a bunch of points for Yule for this episode too. Also. So I got a point for Tyson making the merge. I got a point for Tyson and Yule participating in the Island Challenge, and for Tyson and Yule being on Extinction in this episode. So that's where those 5 points came from. Where are my total standing? Let's see. Oh, I hadn't seen that page before. But in my group, I am 2 points ahead of second place. Fantastic. With a total of 59 points. Let's see what second place. Tribe Waka Waka. How did they do on this episode? They got 7 vote points. Oh, they were even more in on Wendell. Dang. But I still pulled ahead. I widened the gap by a point, so I'm still feeling good about that. Okay, anyway, so I don't have a, let's see. Do they have a fire token count here? Yes, they do. Okay. So fire tokens. Over on Edge of Extinction, we have Natalie, Amber, Danny, Ethan, Rob, Sandra, Parvati, Yule, and Wendell all have 0 tokens now because they all spent their tokens on stuff in that last. We weren't shown what each person actually spent them on, other than Natalie and Rob. But on the island. So we have far fewer fire tokens in the game right now. So they're going to have to get back out there. Also, the 2 people who won immunity this time, Denise and Jeremy, along with immunity, they each also got a single fire token. So let's see. Adam has 1. Ben has 1. Both of those are what they started the game with still. Denise has 2. Because she gained 1 from... Who'd she gain 1 from? Because Wendell had 2, but he gave 1 to Michelle and 1 to Nick, who were the 2 people that stuck with him. So that was at least he knew, had a good gauge on them. Denise has 2 now, because she gained who did she gain 1 from? I don't remember now. Jeremy has 2. Kim has 1. Michelle has 4 because she got a couple from good old Parvati, and then she just got another one from Wendell. Nick has 3 because he got 1 from Tyson, and also 1 from Wendell after this episode. Sarah just has 1. Sophie has 2, and Tony has 1, and Tyson has 0 because he must have bought a second thing of peanut butter before that challenge. Does it say what people use them on? That's for this whole season trivia. No specific trivia for this episode. Oh, okay, gotcha. Danny, Ethan, Natalie, Rob, Tyson each purchased a challenge advantage for 1 fire token and did not have to dig for their bag of string. Oh, okay. That advantage only cost 1 token. I thought it cost a lot more. But then also Natalie and Rob bought the whatchacolumns. The who's what's it's. The immunity idols. So they both have them to potentially get back into the game with them. But we'll see. We'll see an update on all of that. That makes a lot more sense now. That it only cost one to do that advantage. The advantage was that they didn't have to dig up the there's a whole obstacle course thing that they had to do, including digging up the strings, their bag of strings to assemble the thing to hook the bag of stuff through the door. That the people who couldn't buy it, they had to dig it out like deep out of the ground. Whereas the people who did buy it, it was just sitting on top. So that makes a lot of sense. Okay. And that's okay, Tyson did have that advantage. Okay, I take this back. Tyson and Rob, they were equal in this challenge, except for peanut butter. Peanut butter is the great equalizer, is great advantage. It is the energy that we all need. Unless you're allergic to peanuts, but then get sun butter. That's also a high protein snack, but without any peanuts. I've never had sun butter, though. I've heard it's pretty good, though. Okay, that's it. This episode is like really long already. So I didn't do a streaming version of this. I didn't have the graphics for all the stuff that I was just talking about with all the fire tokens and everything. If I did, I would have been a lot more prepared to talk about it instead of just like reading stuff and mumbling as I read and all of that. But anyway, I really like this episode, and we'll see how many more episodes until the final Edge of Extinction challenge. And I'm excited to see what they're doing over there in the meantime, what other kinds of crazy stuff they're going to have to do to get more, because they all spent all of their tokens. Like, there wasn't a single token left unspent over on Edge of Extinction. So they're going to have to get some more somehow to be able to get those advantages for the last challenge. But anyway, I'm totally rooting for Tyson and Sarah still. As I mentioned, Sarah is who I picked to be my winner for the season. And she's still hanging in there. Nobody's even entertaining the thought that everybody's talking about like lions and jackals, and like there's not even a second thought about Sarah and Sophie. Those two are going to stick. If they stick together, I think they make it all the way to the end. But at some point, Sarah will be revealed to be one of the lions, because she is well aware of how big everybody's manes are, or whatever her analogy was. That analogy wasn't. I mean, it was pretty good. It was pretty good, because then it cut to Tyson, who has the biggest mane of them all, the most luxurious mane, anyway. Okay. Anyway, yeah, those two I'm rooting for. It would be amazing if Yul got back into the game, and then also was right up in there. However, a bunch of people who I'm playing the Fantasy Survivor game with chose Yul as their winner, so I would also be okay with him. I would accept the loss of his potential points if he didn't get it back in there. But anyway, I have the most total vote points. That's awesome. I don't have the most total Survivor points. It's like Luke, Queen Stays Queen, with Kim and Denise, has the most Survivor points earned by them, because neither of them have gotten voted out of the game. So they have more opportunity to earn those points. Anyway, that's all. Let me know what you thought about this episode, what you're looking forward to next time, by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe in iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. Stay safe, healthy, and happy out there in all the infinite multiverses, and I'll see you next time here on TIW Podcast. Bye.